These are the watches worn by the royal family. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, you're going to discover watches worn by King Charles, Prince William and Princess Catherine, the late Queen Elizabeth, Princess Diana, and the watches worn by a few other British royals. Before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are ready, let's get started. Starting off with King Charles, who has been an avid collector of watches over the years and has owned many great pieces. In his younger days, his watch of choice was this Patek Philippe Calatrava reference 2551. The Calatrava has been a notable timepiece in Patek Philippe's archives, and still to this day, it wouldn't look out of place on your wrist, that you can find on the market for around $14,000. Like many members of the royal family, King Charles III served in the military, the Royal Air Force, as well as the Royal Navy. For his service in the military, he received and often would wear this Hamilton RAF Pilot's Chronograph 924-3306 that you can find on the market for about $3,500. Here in this shot, he wears a Cartier Santos reference 2961 in steel and yellow gold. This watch is an excellent example of Cartier's timeless design with the modern Santos watches because they still bear a close resemblance to this model. This reference 2961 you can find for about $6,000, and later on in life he wore this Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso. This is the reference 140.105.1 and comes in yellow gold, that you can find on the market for about $5,000. And over the last decade, you can find the newly crowned king most frequently wearing this Parmigiana Floor Torque chronograph. Its founder, Michael Parmigiana, was a watch restorer by trade who began creating his own watches in 1996. Today, Parmigiana remains a boutique watchmaker, making exquisite timepieces like this one here that's in rose gold. And surprisingly, one of these sold at Christie's auction house in 2019 for only $8,000. Kind of a steal, I think. Camilla, who's now the Queen Consort, well, you can find her often wearing this vintage Cartier. This is the Santos Dumont model that's made out of yellow gold, and you can find these for around $6,000. Prince William has been wearing one watch and one watch only for almost the past 30 years. Which is this Omega Seamaster Diver 300M. The watch was a gift to him from his late mother, Princess Diana. William was gifted the watch from Diana when he was still a kid, and he's been wearing it ever since to remember his mom. This Seamaster Diver 300M is made out of stainless steel and has a quartz movement, and though you can say it's not necessarily a collector's dream watch, I feel what makes watches super special is it's not always about the look or the movement or even the price tag of the watch, but more importantly, oftentimes it's the meaning behind the piece, which this one here I'm sure means a lot to him. And you can find this Omega on the market for as low as $2,000. To no surprise, Princess Diana's watches were of course absolute class. Here on her wrist is the first of two watches she owns by Cartier. This is the Cartier Tank Louis in yellow gold that on the market will cost you around $10,000. Here's the other watch she would frequently wear by Cartier. This is the Tank Française in yellow gold. You can find the Française on the market for around $12,000. And this watch of Princess Diana's is now worn by Meghan Markle. The next watch of Princess Diana's was this one here by Patek Philippe. This is the Calatrava that comes in yellow gold with a champagne color dial that sell for around $13,000. Princess Catherine, or Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, is also one to only wear one watch that you can find her often wearing nearly every occasion. And that watch is the Cartier Ballon Bleu. Hers is the 33mm size that's in stainless steel. The Ballon Bleu is one of the youngest watches in the Cartier lineup, and also one of the brand's most favored releases. Since its introduction in 2007, you can find it being worn by both women and men. Like this version here, you can also get in rose gold. Her Ballon Bleu that's in stainless steel though retails for $6,200. Prince Harry is next and really only has two main watches to his collection. First is this Rolex Explorer 2 reference 216570. This piece here was often on his wrist during his service for the Royal Air Force. This 42mm watch comes in stainless steel with a polar white dial that you can find on the market for around $10,000. The other watch he wears is this Breitling Aerospace. A pretty fitting choice, I think, because this is a pilot's watch and Prince Harry was an Apache pilot. The aerospace is made out of titanium and is truly built for utility with a multifunction chronograph and a chronometer certified super quartz caliber movement, all for a retail price of $4,500. And now for the late Queen Elizabeth. I think the public is unsure of how many watches the Queen really owned. I'm sure it was a lot, but here are a few. And there's no prices on the following pieces because, as you can imagine, they're priceless. In 1947, the Queen was gifted by the Swiss Confederation on the day of her wedding this Vacheron Constantin reference 4481. Unfortunately, this is the best shot I have of this watch that was later passed down to Princess Diana. For the Queen's coronation in 1953, Her Majesty wore this Jaeger-LeCoultre 101. This gold and diamond watch, made to look like jewelry, was and still is to this day the smallest mechanical watch movement ever produced. This next piece was a custom-made watch for the Queen by Patek Philippe. It's encrusted with brilliant and baguette-cut diamonds and is attached to a unique bracelet composed of multiple strands of pearls that she would only really wear a handful of times. Another Patek of hers was this Patek Philippe Ellipse reference 3609-1. It's made out of white gold and diamonds, and she would wear this piece on many stately occasions. And I love this next one. At the 1988 Royal Windsor Horse Show, she sports a Cartier Tank Centre dual time that's made out of yellow gold. And this one you can actually find on the market for around $30,000. Oh, and there is one more watch that the Queen would often wear, especially in her later years of life, that thankfully is way more obtainable than her priceless other pieces. But this piece here is also another one by Patek Philippe. This is the Mini Calatrava reference 4706-11 that comes in yellow gold. In her final years, this ended up pretty much being her daily piece. And as you can see, she was known to wear this watch very loosely on her wrist because she's probably like the most of us where it's way more comfortable. And you can actually pick one of these up for a price of around $13,000. Prince Michael Kent, who's actually the cousin of Queen Elizabeth and is 52nd in line to the throne, so he's got a little bit of a ways to go. You can often find him wearing this vintage Audemars Piguet. This one that he's wearing is the two-tone Royal Oak that have a market price of around $18,000. Out of all of these watches by the royal family, I think the Cartier Tank Centre would be my choice. But let me know in the comments, if you had your choice, what would you choose? And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week.